Good evening, thank you guys for coming out tonight. I'm Jeff Gothelf. I'm the Director of UX at The Ladders, and I want to talk to you guys about Lean UX tonight. You may have heard about it. It's sexy, it's the latest thing, it's really exciting. I'm going to give you guys 5 easy tactics about how to take it back to work tomorrow and implement it. But to understand Lean UX, you have to understand traditional design first, traditional UX. And it's a very kind of gated, waterfall type process. It's long, and it's tedious, and it has many phases, and the ultimate output of that process is a document. It's a deliverable. It's not the experience. And what happens with deliverables is that they eat babies. really scary stuff. So really focusing on the experience is key, right? Not the deliverable itself, because if you get to an experience, you get to validated learnings faster. So these thick deliverables, these thick documents that traditional design creates, create bottlenecks in the startup world, because you need to get to some sort of the MVP of the product that you can test and get in front of your customers. And so the focus of Lean UX is to unlock that bottleneck and to get you designing and working on the experience faster, as opposed to actually working on a deliverable itself. So let's talk about 5 easy tactics that you can take back tomorrow and start implementing immediately. So the first tactic of Lean UX is collaborative problem solving. Now this is how I solve problems collaboratively in college. This is not what I'm talking about today. Collaborative problem solving with Lean UX is about giving your team a problem statement and having them focus around solving that problem together. Right? Instead of giving them a solution to implement, you give them a problem, they talk about that problem, they talk about solutions, they end up building a shared learning and a shared understanding of that solution, and they focus on the outcome of how to solve that problem, not the output. So this is the potential output of that meeting, but the focus is not really on the quality of the deliverable, it's about getting to an experience. And so that leads us to the second tactic of Lean UX, which is sketching. And sketching is actually all the rage these days. So sketching is fantastic because it gets your idea down on paper. You get it down on paper, it's low investment, it's low fidelity, and you can rip it up and tear it away, tear it up, and you can have people draw on it and other people write about it. So this is an example of a sketch that my team created at The Ladders. This was a collaborative sketch that worked with designers and developers and product folks together to get an idea and a shared understanding of what this feature had to do. And that got everybody working together, building, and this was the product that we launched. So if you, the sketch looks very similar in the end run to the actual end product. And I think the microphone's cutting in and out. And so focusing on sketching really got us to a product much faster. The third tactic of Lean UX is prototyping. So in your head it may work really well, but in the field it may not work. So for example, in this case, if you're building a giraffe-proof city, right, you should put a giraffe on the model of that city to see if it'll work. And so the idea is to get the idea out there in public as quickly as possible. So for example, it doesn't matter what format it goes out there, right? If it's PowerPoint, if it's Visio, if it's a cookie, as long as people can play with it and give you feedback, that's good enough to validate learning and understand whether you're heading in the right space. The fourth tactic of Lean UX is pairing up. Traditionally, pairing up is done with developers. Right? Developers traditionally pair up together. Right? I'm talking about pairing your developer and your designer together. Get your developers and your designers paired up together and working to solve problems together, because what happens? They learn to trust each other, it builds transparency into their disciplines, and they learn they can work faster. Your developers can now build UIs with more confidence. Your designers don't have to create mock-ups. We can work together on the same screen. And what else happens is that you free up the designers. You're empowering your developers to go out there and build UIs, and you're freeing up your designers to work on other problems or more difficult problems at the same time. The fifth and final tactic of Lean UX you can take back tomorrow, and this is a critical one, style guides. As you build UI components, build a style guide. Codify it, put it in a central place, digitally, that lives and breathes and people can access it. So if it's made of pixels, it goes into the style guide. Buttons, labels, color palettes, drop-down menus, forms, everything. Make sure it's in there so that when you go back in and you have these asset libraries of color palettes and graphic assets and code, you can build your UI much faster because you can pull these puzzle pieces and create those prototypes much faster. So, recapping the 5 tactics of Lean UX in case you've been drinking. Number 1 is collaborative problem solving. 2 is sketching. 3, prototype it, get it out there. 4th, pair your developers and your designers together. And 5th, build a style guide, make sure everything is codified and together. Thank you guys very much. Come talk to me.